Hello boys and girls, welcome to TalentSprint. I hope all of you are healthy and your preparation for the upcoming bank and SSC exams is in high gear. Now I am here to share a very important update with you all. You must be aware that the Staff Selection Commission has released its notification for filling up various posts in the different departments, ministries and organizations of the Government of India through the combined graduate level examination. Yes, the SSC CGL notification for the year 2017 is released, and this definitely is a great opportunity for all of you to start your dream career in the Government of India. Now here in this video, let us quickly look at the highlights of this notification, right? So let's start with the important dates. Well, the application for this year's recruitment notification has already started, and the last date to apply is 16th of June. Yes, so the last date to apply for this exam is going to be 16th of June. Now you know that the recruitment here happens at in various phases or various tiers, like we say, right? So this is basically a 4-tier process where tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 is online or a paper based test, and tier 4 is going to be a document verification or a skill test, as the case may be. So let's look at the dates on which these different tiers are going to be held, right? So the tier 1 examination, which is a computer based exam, will be held from the 1st of August to 20th of August. Now, why is it such a large window? Because the competition is huge. We know that lakhs of students across the country appear for this examination, right? If numbers are to be believed, it is being said that about 36 lakh students or candidates appeared for the SSC CGL exam last year. So competition is definitely huge, and that goes to show that this is a very, very aspirational job, right? A highly aspirational job. So, in order to accommodate so many candidates and conduct their online examination, we have to have a larger window, in which we can, make sure that all the guys take the test without any difficulty. So the tier 1 examination is in August. So if you look at it, we are in the month of May now, right? Mid of May, and the exam will start on 1st of August. So we have June and July. So 2 full months left for the first slot of the tier 1 examination. And I'm sure these 2 months or 2.5 months that we have are enough for one to get fully ready for the tier 1 examination, right? Provided you have the right strategy and you have the right learning tools available with you, so that you leave no stone unturned and put in your efforts in the right place and maximize your chances of selection. All right? So 2.5 months or at least 2 months for your tier 1 examination. Now all those who qualify in the tier 1 examination will be called for the next round, which is a tier 2 exam, and that will be held from the 10th of November to 11th of November. So basically a 2-day window, right? 10th November and 11th of November. Now this again is a computer based test where we'll have 4 different papers, and you will be called to appear for different combinations of papers based on the kind of post that you have applied for, right? Now those who clear the tier 2 will be called for tier 3, which is a descriptive test, right? And this has been introduced since last year. It was not a part of the SSC recruitment until the year before, but yeah, since last year we have a descriptive paper where you will be asked to write an essay or a letter or a précis and things like that, right? So that test will be held on 21st of January 2018. And the final round, which is tier 4, which is either a document verification or a skill test, will be in the month of Feb 2018. So that's a fairly long window, right? The whole recruitment would almost take a year to complete, right? Because it has started now in the month of May, right? And the tier 4 will be held in Feb. And then by the time the final results are declared and you get your offer letter in your hand, I think it would be easily April or May 2018, right? And given the track record that SSC has, yes, it usually takes a little longer here. So yeah, I think a 1-year recruitment process, and I'm sure all of you are ready for this. So that's about the important dates, right? I think the first focus should be to complete the application at the earliest possible, right? While the last date is 16th of June, I would highly recommend all of you to complete it ASAP, so that you don't get into those troubles in the last few days that usually people face, right? Because of traffic being heavy and websites getting slowed down and things like that. So yeah, complete your application well before the last date. Now, you know that there are like different posts, so you can just go through the notification which is available on our website and find out what are the different categories and different posts that we have. One important highlight here is that new post has been introduced, which is about the section officers, right? Assistant section officers in some of the departments and ministries, right? So that's an addition that we have in the type of post this year. Now let me quickly move on to the I think selection process. I mean, there are like a lot of other details here about eligibility criteria and what happens to the age limit, right? Age limit for different posts are different, right? And I think the band is from 18 years to 30 years. So there are some posts for which the age limit is 18 years to 27 years, right? Some posts where it is 20 to 30 years. And for some posts, there is only an upper limit of 30 years. So, you know, you can just go through that in detail and understand from the notification, right? And of course, there is, you know, detailed description here about what are the essential qualifications required for different types of posts, right? Well, generally it is expected that you are a graduate from a recognized university or institute by the government of India, right? A bachelor's degree is what is important. And then for some posts, there is a special recruitment, special qualification needed, right? So you can just learn that through the notification. Then centers of examination have been given, which is of not much importance, right? I mean, you will have to go to the nearest center to take this exam. Now let's quickly run through the scheme of examinations, right? You know that tier 1 is going to be a computer based examination, right? Again, let me draw your attention to a point that SSC has gone online only last year, right? Till the year before, it used to be a paper based test, right? A pen and paper based test, but since last year it has been it is being conducted online, right? So following the bank exam format there, right? So the tier 1 is going to be a online test which will have 4 sections, right? Now what are these 4 sections? General intelligence and reasoning, general awareness, quantitative aptitude, and English comprehension, right? We'll have 25 questions from each of these sections, which makes it 100 questions altogether, and each question would carry a weightage of 2 marks. So basically 100 questions and you will be evaluated out of 200 marks. And the composite time given to you to attempt all the 100 questions is 60 minutes. Now here you got to pay attention. If you remember, last year the tier 1 was for 75 minutes, right? The first time when SSC had got online, they had given 75 minutes for the first round, which is 1 hour and 15 minutes. But this time they have reduced it to 60 minutes. So you have only 60 minutes to attempt 100 questions across 4 different sections. And the maximum that you can score here is 200 marks. All right. And yes, there's no sectional cutoff very clearly given in the notification here. So you got to, you know, keep that in mind and prepare accordingly and strategize your preparation and, you know, exam strategy so that you can, you know, make the most out of it. Now what comes next is the tier 2, which is again a computer based examination. There are 4 different papers here. Paper 1 is on quantitative abilities, right, which will have 100 questions, 200 marks. So each question carries a weightage of 2 marks. Paper 2 is on English language and comprehension, which will have 200 questions and 200 marks. So each question carries 1 mark here. Then paper 3 will be on statistics, which is not mandatory, but yes, for you to, you know, if you aspire to get into certain posts listed here, you got to have, you know, you got to clear this paper 3 as well. And of course, you have to have a specialized graduation there, right? So paper 3 is on statistics, which will have 100 questions and 200 marks. Paper 4 is on general studies. Again, specifically given there that it is finance and economics, and 100 questions, 200 marks. So if you see, the tier 2 round will have 4 different papers. Each paper is for 200 marks. The number of questions varies, right, from 100 to 200, right? If it is, you know, English language and comprehension, there are 200 questions. But the other papers, quantitative abilities, statistics, and the general studies will have only 100 questions each, right? Let me tell you that quantitative abilities and English comprehension is mandatory. The other 2 are specific to only a few posts. And for each of these papers, you'll have 120 minutes of time given to you, right? So that's about tier 2. Of course, there will be negative marking in both tier 1 and tier 2, which is 1/4 of the marks allotted. So if a question is for 1 mark, you attract a penalty of 0.25 if you go wrong. And if it is for 2 marks, then you will be penalized by 0.5 marks if you go wrong in that question there. Tier 3 is going to be a descriptive paper, which, like I said, was introduced only last year, and this will be a pen and paper based test, right? It is not a online test, right? So it is going to be on pen and paper mode, and yeah, it is a descriptive paper in English or Hindi, where you have to kind of, you will be tested on writing of essay, précis, letter, applications, etc. Total marks 100 and 60 minutes of time. Of course, again, when it comes to time limit here, time for the examination, it is it is relaxed, meaning some additional time is given if you have if you belong to some of the categories there. Like for example, here those who are visually handicapped and the candidates who are suffering from cerebral palsy will be given 80 minutes as against 60 minutes for the regular candidate. So there are some relaxations applicable. Please go through the notification in detail to understand that. And tier 4 is the last round, which is either a computer proficiency test or a skill test, wherever applicable, right? This need not be there for all the posts. But yes, document verification is definitely a part for the tier 4 for all the posts there. So based on the kind of post that you get selected for, you will be called for tier 4 there, right? And again, a detailed syllabus for each of these papers and exams here has been given. So make sure that you go through that and understand everything clearly. Then there are some physical standards mentioned here for the post of inspector, right? So if you aspire to get into the central excise department or the central examiner a post, or a preventive officer post, or maybe the inspector and sub-inspector in CBN, then you got to clear some physical standards. So that also has been listed here very clearly, right? And other general terms and conditions and how to apply, right? The important instructions to candidates have been given. So overall, I think I would like to say that it's a great opportunity, right? It is being speculated that more than 20,000 vacancies will be filled through this notification by SSC this year, right? So I think clearly a wonderful chance for all of you to kickstart your career in the Government of India. But you got to prepare and practice really well, right? Like I said, 2.5 months for the first round, the tier 1 examination, which is enough to get ready with all the topics. So make sure that you start preparing right away. First of all, complete the application and then start your preparation right away, because the early you start, the better are your chances. And you also got to remember that there are a lot of candidates who have been preparing for not just months together but years here, and aspiring to get into this, right? I mean, there are a lot of people who couldn't make it last year. I'm sure they would try to apply this year again, right? So the point is not to scare you out, not to discourage you, but you all got to understand that the competition is huge, and for you to beat the competition, you got to prepare with the right strategy, and you should have the right learning tools, and you should learn all the smart methods and techniques that can help you score more and improve your chances of selection. All right. So I think to summarize, definitely a great and a wonderful opportunity, right? SSC has thrown its doors open for filling up vacancies in different departments and ministries. So make sure that you leave no stone unturned to apply for this examination at the earliest possible and start your preparation right away, so that you can maximize your chances of selection, because the early you start, the better are your chances, right? And stay tuned to our YouTube channel to get more such videos on how to apply the eligibility criteria, the scheme of examination, and yes, a lot of content videos that can help you get ready for this exam and enhance your learning for the same. You can also explore our programs for the preparation of this SSC exam by visiting our website, which is TalentSprint.com. I wish you all the best and hope to see you getting this job this year. Thank you.